Botanical Gardens of Belfast are a product of the mid-19th century industrial wealth of this city port. Now, these ships that were coming into port to bring in commodities as well as raw materials also brought with them a wealth of exotic plants from across the globe. Now, many of these needed a temperature-controlled environment for their survival.
This brilliant conservatory, called the Palm House, was designed and constructed using the latest technology of the time, which included curved glass and hollow cast iron framework. Today, it's one of the best remaining examples of this technology from the Victorian era. Do you know what this tree is? Well, look, believe it or not, it's one where we'd have the fruit in just about every kitchen in the country. Now, look, it grows absolutely beautifully, but it's something that you're really going to pop into a hot drink. It is, of course, the coffee bean tree. And it's really easy to grow. Now, the interesting thing about this is it loves mild conditions. So if you can copy this type of environment, we produce a beautiful, glossy, small tree, like this coffee tree, smothered in berries. And the berries, well, they're picked when they turn red, just like this. They're dried, they're roasted and ground to make the world's most popular hot drink.
The central dome is sufficiently high to allow trees to grow in here, including this brilliant example, a rainforest tree from New Zealand. It goes by the name of Coronacarpus, and it's got beautiful glossy foliage.
The conservatory is full of botanical treasures like this one here. Now, this is an impatiens or impatiens, but it's quite an unusual form. It's a parrot's beak, and you can see the beautiful little flowers like that. And it's also got a golden variegated foliage. I think this is an absolute sweetheart.
How made you call that a parrot's beak? Look at this baby here, absolutely loaded to the gunnels with blooms. Well, look, just a couple of jewels that you'll find in the Palm House at the Belfast Botanical Gardens.
One thing we've discovered about Belfast is that it can get cold and wet pretty quickly, so it's really wise to have an umbrella and a warm jacket handy. If it's a beautiful day, there's plenty to see and do outdoors, but if you do run into a bit of weather, there are also many great places that you can visit indoors, such as this, to keep yourself warm and dry. Look, for more information on where you can go, visit this website.
John Cushney is one of Northern Ireland's most loved garden gurus. Hosting television shows on Northern Ireland Television and the BBC, he's also broadcasting an incredibly popular gardening radio show, and he's a prolific author, having produced many titles, some of them being bestsellers in Australia. We were lucky to be personally guided through one of his favourite places, Rowellen Gardens. So John, tell us about this garden.
Well, Trevor, this middle of the 19th century, the Reverend Moore took it over, and what we're looking at now was his vegetable garden.
Wow.
And then eventually he put in lots of trees, and eventually his nephew, Hugh Armitage Moore, lovely name, took it over, a great plants man, and he built it up from there. And the exciting thing he did, he had 52 acres, and he didn't change. He didn't flatten it out, he didn't level it. If there was a dip in it, he kept the dip in it, and he has built it from there. Absolutely incredible. And you have about 6 different gardens. The woodland garden, the spring garden, and then there's the famous rock garden, which is a marvellous area. Yes. You have the tree area, and then where we are now, we're in the walled-in garden. This used to be the vegetable garden, and look at the National Collection of Pentstemons.
They're beautiful.
Well, they're beautiful in that at this time of the year, when there isn't so much colour about, they'll just go on and on and on. But as I say, this is just a mass of plants, trees, shrubs, perennials. The whole thing's just mixed up. We've come out of the walled-in garden, yet we're in another little section. You know the way I was saying that, literally, there's lots of different plants. We've got the azaras, we've got perennials. Look at the hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas, what is this one? This is beautiful.
I think that's a spira. Look, beautiful male and female, sterile and fertile
and the
flowers.
Size of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just incredible.
And you think these are stunning? Wait till you see this. Look at that.
Oh.
Named after Rowellen, Hypericum Rowellen. There's quite a few plants. There's Viburnum plicatum Rowellen. The one behind you there is Chinomles Rowellen, not in flower now, but a great plant, deep red. But it's not beautiful, it's big, and yet it doesn't make a big plant. Well, Trevor, I'm sorry, it's a sort of rocky path, but then it is a rock, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. Now, tell me, when's the best time to come to Rowellen?
Well, now, Trevor, I'm going to have to give this to you in plain English. You come in our spring, not your spring.
So that's May, June?
May, June, late April, May, June, and then the rhododendrons, the azaleas, they're enormous. There's banks, there's acres of them. It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, children love it. They're running and out through them. They're in the woodland, they're out in the open. Great, marvellous. But then don't forget, you come any time because we've got the lovely blue poppies, we've got the primulas, we've got the autumn colour, we've got the evergreen trees. Any day of the year, Rowallan is fantastic.
I love your passion. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming to Rowallan.
After the break, we're off to County Tyrone for a bit of food, music and culture.
I'm going home, back to Tyrone.
Now, how would you like to enjoy the spectacular landscape, the stunning castles and the beautiful gardens of Southern Ireland? Well, thanks to our friends at Botanica World Discoveries, you could join them next June when they travel through some of the most beautiful gardens in the world. See the stunning gardens of Bantry Bay and Innicullen and visit the Waterford Crystal Factory. For more information, call 1300 305 202 or visit the website.
Getting to the Oyster Festival in Galway might not be as easy as it seems.
Beautiful day.
Whereabouts do you live?
Down at the end of the lake there.
Which way to Galway?
We go past the hotel.
By the gable of a long, abandoned cottage, a crippled tree whose apples grew on a branch in Eden.
But if you don't make it, there's always tomorrow.